It's so dark. I know, it's very dark in here. I don't have... Where's my light? Hold on, let me get my light. I'll get my light. I don't know how my battery's doing. I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared for this. There we go. All right. Hey guys, so there's no new episode today. I've actually been kind of lacking on new episodes, but I'm trying to get ready for the wedding and everything, so I've been pretty busy. I have to find like outfits for Hawaii today, so I won't really have time to do this later. But I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about stuff that's coming up. So I went and filmed. I'm actually pretty tired because the other night I went and filmed another Bigfoot episode. So that will be out not today, but that will come out next week. So there's going to be that. And then I'm trying to come up with ideas. I know we want to do a doll check-in for that mystery box that I bought. So I'll do a doll check-in. I kind of want to give them a little bit more time because I haven't really experienced anything, but I haven't really like tried. I know that everybody was saying to kind of like wait a little bit before you like mess with them or whatever. So I'm going to maybe do like a 3-week check-in or something along those lines. But I have so many things to do before we like do the wedding. Like I gotta fix my eyebrows. We're gonna be in Hawaii, so I'm gonna have to get like waxed and stuff. So I'm like have all that to do, and I gotta get my nails done. So I'm gonna try to get some of that done this week, and then try to get some done next week. And then I'm trying to make sure that like I film ahead of time, so that way I have stuff coming out like while I am in Hawaii, so that way I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, we're gonna try to do maybe like a couple Hawaiian episodes, but the thing is like Hawaii's very spiritual based, so they don't usually like hold on, let me see if I can fix it. They don't usually like allow people like because they believe that people can like get attachments and stuff like that. So they're really guarded when it comes to things like that. So there isn't a whole lot of places that you can go, like especially in the area that we're going to be in. So we might focus on like urban legends in Hawaii, things like that. There is this really cool like perfectly preserved footprint that I might film some of if you guys might be interested in that. But as far as like paranormal wise, Hawaii's going to be hard to do because we're supposed to be on vacation at that time, and like we're going to be doing our wedding stuff, so it's going to be like difficult. But I need to buy like sundresses, and I already have my bathing suit and stuff. Hey Lisa, so just letting everybody know that there will not be a new video today. This is technically the new video. This is what I'm doing, but I've been so burnt out, I guess. I'm like ready to just go on vacation. I'm ready to like do all that stuff. So right now I'm like just running on fumes. Basically, I have a collab coming up with another content creator. And we are going to do Whispers Estate together. So that will happen not this week but next week, but that won't come out till after I'm back from Hawaii. So because I need time to edit it. And from the time that we go to the time that I leave for Hawaii, like I won't have enough time to edit it. That's literally like I think it's 2 days, and I get my hair done the next day, and I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to edit it. So can't wait to see you in your wedding dress. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to be posting a lot of pictures. I don't really know if that's something that we're going to be like broadcasting for everybody, because it's really just going to be us two and my 2 kids. So we're not really like looking to have people there, or like, because my friends and like family aren't coming. So I'm not sure if that's something that I want to include everybody else in. because I'm not sure if that would be fair, but also like it's kind of just like a private thing just for like us. And I don't mean to be like rude, but also that's like our personal stuff. And I try to keep the personal stuff and the channel kind of separate, but it's a little hard to do. But I think maybe I could we could definitely take pictures and I can share that on Instagram. I can do all that. But as far as video goes, I don't think there was any intention of like filming anything while we like the wedding. But I can definitely do paranormal stuff. There is like some semi like haunted places that we might be able to go to, but the issue is like nobody owns them. So I don't want to be trespassing, like especially while we're on vacation. I don't want to be like pissing anybody off or anything like that. So I'm definitely going to do the perfectly preserved footprint that's in the volcanoes park because we'll be allowed to film there. Um, and it's just like this footprint from somebody who was running away from the volcano, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, so I'll film that. I'll tell you the story about that. But to be honest, I don't know how much filming I'm actually going to be able to do like when I'm in Hawaii. So do you guys have any questions? Yeah, some stuff you have to keep private. I have a lot of people who follow me, not necessarily like on YouTube, but I have a lot of people who follow me on Instagram there. And there's like a lot of scammers. They ask you a lot of questions. I really try not to like I try to shut that down. Like they'll ask me questions about my kids and I'm not cool with that. And they like ask me questions about my relationship and it's just like you don't need to know that. So I really try to keep everything separated. Um and even then like there aren't scamming people, but there are people who like seem genuinely interested in me and they'll try to ask me questions and I'll try to be nice and respectful, but sometimes I have to decline some of the questions that people ask me because it's not really any of their business and I don't want to be mean, but also like that's not your biz, I guess. But I'm saying a lot. I'm very tired. I'm very tired. We went out, did an episode looking for Bigfoot. Was I don't think we overly got a whole lot of stuff, but we found some cool things, and I was very excited about the things that we did find. Uh, So you guys will see that. That's not today. This here is the video that's coming out today. But next week, Bigfoot episode will come out on Monday and you guys will see that. I don't think it's going to be very long. My phone was being like really, really stupid. Hey, hope you're good. Hey, Seth. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just really tired. I'm kind of recovering from the whole Bigfoot expedition that we did. Not last night. Not last night or the night before. Maybe it was the night before. Oh, it was Saturday night. So today's Monday. But I just I didn't sleep very well last night. It stormed really badly and I was worrying about my plants. I know this sounds stupid. Um this whole past week, I've had some medical issues come up that I had to get taken care of. So I've been like in and out of the pharmacy, going to the doctor's office and going to my dermatologist and stuff before we go to Hawaii. So I've had to deal with that. And I just didn't have enough time between all of the things that I'm doing with Hawaii and getting ready for the vacation. And then on top of that, like the health issues that I had this week, I didn't have enough time to film anything and I feel bad. But so this is technically the video, I guess, for the week. I feel bad. Thank you guys so much for streaming a lot. We're gaining a ton of hours. We're really climbing up there. Last I checked, I need just under, I'd say about 1,450 hours to qualify for the monetization. So that's really cool. We are working really, really hard on that. So please keep streaming the videos, keep rewatching them. Make sure that you like everything that you actually do like. Don't put a like if you don't like it, but make sure that you give it a thumbs up if you actually do like it. That helps the YouTube algorithm know that like we're cool and you like that. I saw it on the screen and then it like went in my face. It was a little piece of dust. But yeah, definitely keep watching the videos, watch the lives. Oh, I did Post Town a couple weeks ago. That place was crazy active. Hey Michael. Hi. I definitely can't pronounce that. I'm so sorry. But yeah, if you guys watched the Post Town live stream that I did, I apologize. The internet was a little spotty. They said they had like 5 routers or something. So anytime I would like move from one side of the building to another, like it would have to reconnect somewhere else. But we got so much activity. My music box would not stop going off. And it was really cool because I was hosting. So I had about 6 other people with me. And um, this is the first time I've ever hosted, and there were like a decent amount of girls there. So that was really cool. I think there were more girls than there were dudes, which is nice because that's not something that you see a lot. Hi guys, I'm just chatting. So if you guys have time, check out the Post Town Elementary live stream because that music box would not stop going off. I got a lot of interaction with my portal device. It was really funny because they had this chalkboard that people were like drawing on and writing stuff, and somebody wrote fart, and we were making jokes about it when we walked into the room. And then I asked the portal device, well, I was asking the spirits, um, if they could read something that was on the chalkboard, and they read fart, which I think is funny because that was the one thing that we noticed and we were laughing about, and then they said fart. So, but yeah, there was that. And then one of the girls had this it's kind of like an Ovulus, but it's a lot cheaper. I wasn't really sure how it worked because I'd never seen it before, so I was kind of just like letting her use it, seeing if it lined up with any of the things that we were talking about or anything like that. And it kind of did. I asked it to say a country. We were in the special education room at Post Town, and I asked it to list a country for me, and it said Indian, which I know isn't exactly a country. We also asked for a animal. We asked for a type of animal, and I think it said chicken. Um, but it was really cool because it was still kind of on topic, but it wasn't like fully there, which you might expect that from maybe somebody who needs a special education course or something like that. So I thought that that was really cool. And like I said, the music box would not stop going off. The REM pod went off a couple times. We heard a desk move when we were all sitting in the hallway. And but yeah, I apologize if the um like camera work wasn't very good for that one because they did pay to come investigate with me. So first and foremost, it was about them. But because there wasn't that many people, I felt like I could do a live stream. And I did ask them if it was okay first before I just went and did it. And they said, yeah, it's cool if you do a live stream. So my first priority was getting them activity. And then my second priority was, okay, let's try to film as much as I can, which was cool. And I had a really good time. I think maybe in all, I filmed maybe 2-3 hours of what was going on at Post Town, but we got a decent amount of activity. A lot of it did happen when we first went in. So if you want to check out the Post Town Elementary live stream, I do believe I did it in parts because like the Wi-Fi was just really spotty, and my phone has been acting like super strange. I don't know what's going on with my phone. I'll probably have to call like customer service and try to get it fixed or take it somewhere or something. But it's being like really like not friendly right now. But I have to get that fixed, and I got a lot of things to do. But anyway, like I was saying, there will not be a video tonight. I do apologize. I have been so busy with getting everything ready for Hawaii, making sure that everything's good with the kids. And like I said, I had some health issues earlier in the week that I had to get taken care of. So I had to find a doctor's office that would take me right away. And then I ended up going to urgent care. And anyway, yeah, and had to do the pharmacy and the dermatologist. And I did a lot of stuff last week. I was fortunate enough to go out on Saturday night and try to get some Bigfoot activity. We went to a new spot. It was with the same people that I went the first time that I recorded, so they will be featured in that episode. I just have not had the time to edit the episode since today's Monday. That would have been like 2 days, and 2 days really isn't enough time for me to edit something like that. So, yeah, glad you're okay. Yes, Lisa, I'm okay. It was just something like generic and common, so I got some medication for it. But yeah, so that's all good and that'll get cleared up, but I just had to deal with that. Uh Back to Bigfoot. We didn't get a whole lot of activity, but we did get some interesting things happening and we saw some really cool things and I was very excited about that. So that will be featured in the episode, so you can look forward to that on Monday. I do have to try to film something this week. I know that you're asking about the dolls, Lisa. I'll show you one. I have one right here. Well, they're all they're all right here. So this one is Miss Molly, I do believe, and Molly was the black-eyed child one. But yeah, so I haven't had anything happen really. The only thing that happened was the first night that we had the dolls, we had a lot of electricity problems. Actually, like our lights were like flickering. It was really weird because I never like watching TV shows. Like I've really grown out of watching paranormal TV shows. And for some reason, I was like, oh, you know what? Sabrina wanted me to watch the Portals to Hell episode of Hillview because we had been to Hillview so many times. And I watched it and I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood to watch for places that I've been to because I wanted to see if they would tell the TV show the same information that they told me. So I was like, let's, watch that. And I convinced my fiance to watch that with me. And we were watching the Waverly Hills episode for Paranormal Lockdown. And the lights like were flickering, but then they would stay on, but they'd be really, really low. And it was just on the one half of our house that we were sitting in. Like the other half, my kids were in and they were fine. It was just that half, and they kept doing that. Honestly, I think they might have been like trying to fix something, but that was the very first night after we opened the box. And that happened on and off for probably about 2 hours. And that was the only issue that we had with I haven't seen anything. I haven't heard anything. That's the only thing that has happened with the dolls. And even then, that could be like an electrical issue. I do live in the city, so whenever they're working on something, it's like whenever they're working on a road or something, we always get hit with that. Like there's a lot of stuff that they start working on right around springtime, summertime. And I remember last year, like how many times the power went out just because like they were working on something or like a tree fell down or whatever. So I don't know if that's paranormal, but that's what did happen. I think maybe I'll do like a doll update. I'll film it this week and then it can come out the following week. But I'm just trying to come up with content in my head like that's gonna sustain me while we are in Hawaii because I don't want you guys to go without having content. Like I feel terrible already. I've been kind of slacking because I'm getting to the point where I'm just really, really tired and I just want to go to Hawaii already and I just want to have my vacation and my time away and like just not focus so much on the paranormal. I feel like sometimes as investigators, it consumes our life a little bit. And it's nice to kind of just take a step back and just chill for a little bit. And yes, I've been chilling without doing the investigations, but even then, if I'm not doing investigations, I'm testing something or I'm trying to come up in my head about like what I can do to constantly make an episode that would be relevant to something that you guys would watch. And I guess that's just a content creator. That's not so much like paranormal, but when you mix it together, my brain is foggy right now. I'm on medication for my acne, which I told you about, but I had some side effects, like a lot of side effects from the first medication that I was on, and she just took me off of it because of how many side effects I had. So I'm kind of like recovering from that. I haven't been off of it for like a full week yet, but hopefully that'll get back in order. But yeah, I'm excited to go to Hawaii. I have a lot of things that I have to do. Like I have to get my eyebrows done. I got to get waxed. I got to get my nails done. We have to pack everything. I want to go shopping today and get some like beach clothes, some nice like Hawaii clothes. So that way I can look nice while we're in Hawaii. So I'm going to be working on that. I don't know if I want to buy clothes online or if I just want to go somewhere and buy them. Clothes online might be cheaper, but also you run the risk of like maybe they won't fit you properly. I like Fashion Nova, and sometimes the clothes don't fit the way that I think that it is going to, or they don't look that good in person, and then I get irritated. So I'll maybe go in person. But it was raining hardcore this morning. It's not raining anymore, but I bet it's like really wet. And it's supposed to thunderstorm later on. So I was like, I can't really go anywhere and do a live stream. Lately, I've been doing live streams for episodes because I want to show you guys what happens when you actually use Randonautica and stuff like that. Also, live stream the Randonautica episode. Actually, I was trying to go back and watch it because I thought that the whole like Lisa thing, like the shields thing was cool. And then I thought like all the things that we seen after it generated the point was really cool. So I wanted to go back and watch it, but it was really like grainy and pixelated because the connection was terrible. I told you my phone has been acting up like crazy. So I don't know. I must not have I wasn't connected to anything. I was just running like cellular data. So I guess I might not like maybe I'm on a plan where I don't have unlimited internet like I thought I did, or maybe it's only like 4G for a certain amount of gigs and then it drops down. So maybe that's what it was. I hope that that isn't an issue in the future. I do apologize. For those of you that watched it, we did Randonautica in a cemetery that's really, really close to me. So we went there for the day and we just tried generating points, and we generated this one specific point, and right before we got to the point, we saw a headstone that said Shields, which Lisa Shields is over here. And I pointed it out to her, which was really cool. And she was in the live stream at the time. So it was really nice connecting her like that. But I thought it was really weird. And then when we got to the point, I had my fiance with me, and his name is James. And we saw a headstone that said James. We saw a headstone with his birthday. Not the same headstone that has his name, but and then we saw one with my mother's maiden name, and we really thought that that was cool. I also turned on this portal device, and I heard a name come through and it was on the headstone. So I asked what year they died, and they said I thought it said 20, and some of the people in the comments were saying 20, and that was really awesome because the headstone said like 1920. So we thought that that was really cool. So if you can watch it, do that. But if it's too grainy, I totally understand. I think the connection was like really bad on that. But I was really disappointed because I really wanted to see that because it was really cool. What else have I done? Oh, if you haven't seen the Waverly Hills protest, check that out. They're still dealing with all of that over there. I was going to try to make it out for some of the weekend protests. I wasn't able to make it out this weekend because we were filming for the Bigfoot episode, which will be out on Monday. So is there anything that you guys want to see me test while you have me? Because I'm looking for episodes that I can do at home, because I'm trying to save my money for Hawaii. So that way I can spend it in Hawaii. And then, when I come back, then I can start doing investigations again. Anything you want to see me test? You want to see me try the Ouija board again or something? I don't know. That's the thing. Somebody told me to take the Ouija board to a cemetery. But I don't know if that'll make it any different than like what it is now, because I don't have very good luck with that, and it hasn't really worked for me. But is there anything that you want to see me test or like do paranormal wise? Trying to find it. I guess paranormal is like a broad spectrum. And I could do urban legends and stuff, but I'm trying to stay in for the next couple of weeks, because if I get COVID before we go to Hawaii, that'd be terrible. So I'm really trying not to do that. So I'm going to try to be careful, because they probably wouldn't let me in. They probably wouldn't let me get on a plane. No, they definitely would not. So I have to be careful about like what I do. So I'm trying not to go too many places. I'm trying not to do too many things. So if I can stay home and film at home these next couple of weeks, just so that way I can get enough content to sustain while I'm traveling, that would be nice. And yeah, I'm very tired. I didn't sleep very well last night. Like Lisa said, there was a big storm over your way. Lisa's not too far from me. She's up from where I'm at, but yeah, there was a big storm here. Thunder, lightning and all, very high winds. All my plants are inside. They're snuggled up nice inside. So I hope that it's better tomorrow. It seems like it was kind of raining earlier today. I wonder if it'll rain later. I don't know, but yeah, so doing that, and like I said, I have a collab coming up which will be in a couple of weeks, and we're going to be doing an investigation at Whispers Estate, which I'm excited about. I love Whispers Estates, but that won't be up for not quite a few weeks. I'd say like 2 or 3 weeks and after I film that, because that's going to be up after I come back from Hawaii. So I don't have enough time to film it. I just have too many things that like I'm working on between this and then I got all the stuff that I got to do for Hawaii. Like right now, I'm trying to find like outfits and stuff because I want to make sure that I have stuff that fits me or like what I'm going to be comfortable in. The light is like really bright. I'm sorry. I'm really tired. I did not sleep very well last night and I'm still trying to recover from the Bigfoot investigation that we did. What's that noise in the background? It might be my chair. Because like as I'm slightly it's like a plastic chair. So as I'm slightly moving, it's like making a squeaky noise. Yeah. I'm trying to know, of course. I don't know. Maybe it's I think it might just be the chair. Because there's nothing else going on. I don't hear anything. Oh, smoke alarm needs batteries. I have like 5 of those that need batteries. And you guys, like, I have needed them for like the longest time. You guys remind me all the time that I need them. And they were driving me nuts the other night. But yeah, I have one in each bedroom, one in the hallway, and then there's one in the laundry room, and they all need to be changed. But they all take the stupid like square battery. I don't know. Dowsing rods, do they work for paranormal? In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, and that's the cool thing about the paranormal is that it's all perspective. Like something that might work for you might not necessarily be what I want, or maybe something that I want might not necessarily be what you want. So I don't want to tell people that like they do or they don't, because that's going to be entirely up to the user of that. Now, in my opinion, you know how we did the Ouija board, and the Ouija board, kind of moves a little bit without you realizing, like subconsciously, and it's called ideomotor effect, and we talked about that when I did the Ouija board episode. In my opinion, like pendulums and dowsing rods are kind of the same thing. I got to use, so I have a pendulum that I got as a gift from one of my friends. I do not know where it's at this current moment. Actually, I might know where it's at, but that's all the way on the other side of the house. If, from my experience of using pendulums, if you just even sit slightly still, like it can kind of like move a little bit, and then sometimes, so what you do is like back and forth is yes, but a circle is no, or it might be the other way around. It's been a while since I've used it. So I think you ask questions that you're gonna like, that you already kind of know the answer to. Like we're kind of guilty of that. When we pull out a Ouija board, we ask the questions that we think we know, and we kind of like try to hint at that. So, like, let's say if you think your house is haunted by like some guy named Joe or something, you're going to be like, oh, is this Joe? You already know in your head that you think it might be Joe. So, more than likely, the answer that's coming through is going to be yes, because that's what you are looking for. The beeping, yes. Oh, yes, the smoke alarm, it is beeping, but it like chirps. It only does it like every, I don't know, like every couple minutes, but I have multiple ones. Yeah, like that I need the batteries for. So I will probably go to the store and get them today. But yeah, so pendulums in my opinion kind of move with you. And maybe I can do a video on this. It drives me insane. I'm sorry. It clearly doesn't drive me insane because it's been several months since I've changed it and it doesn't bother me. Sometimes like when I'm like sleeping, it'll start to bother me if I hear it too much. But yeah, I usually just push past it. So I'll get them just for you, but I really do need them because they keep you safe. What was I saying? But dowsing rods, particularly, I have a friend that likes using dowsing rods, and I think we were at Hillview, and I asked if I could use them real quick, like if I could see what they felt like because I had never used dowsing rods. I wasn't sure. So he's like, "Oh yeah, sure, you can use them." So I put them in my hands, and I just went like this, like ever so slightly, and the rod itself went like whoop and like moved. So I think those kind of things are a bit tricky because you can kind of set them off when you don't mean to set them off. And then you kind of get like a false positive. I think that's things like that, like K2 meters, those are all just, it's perspective. And if you like that, then so be it. And that's fine. But to me, that's not like, I'm looking for something more definitive, something that I can't look at that and go, okay, well, maybe I did that. Because I don't want to argue with myself on what I did or what I didn't do. I don't want to be conflicted. I want to know if I have an experience that 100% like I cannot explain that. And if I can do that in my head, then I'll count it as maybe that's paranormal. And that's good. But if I can try, like if I can semi like manipulate the outcome, I won't use it because that's not definitive to me. But there are plenty of people who use dowsing rods, and that's no shame to them. But that's okay because that might not be what they're looking for. How about you do a controlled test video on those things? Take the human element out. I can certainly try. I know that they make these like stands where you can hang your pendulum, and some people, I've never seen it, but some people have said that the pendulums move like just while being on the stand. If I could get that to happen, then yeah, I could say maybe pendulums were more credible, in my opinion. But I don't have one of those stands. I do have a pendulum though, so maybe I can try to do that. I don't have dowsing rods, so I would have to order dowsing rods, but they're relatively cheap. I think my friend picked a setup for just $10. I'd have to figure out how to take out the human element. But also, like, when you talk to people who like pendulums, they say that the energy from the spirits runs through you and goes through the device. But I mean, if that were the case, then you could use your body as a device, right? And some people kind of do. So I wonder, I don't even know where I was going with that, but I just mean, like, yeah, I could probably do something like that. I wanted to do a video about like orbs and like dust and stuff like that, but I feel like that might be too controversial. There are a lot of people who do believe that most orbs are real, and that's fine. But to me, I'm not. It's the chirp. Yeah, the chirp threw me off. But to me, I'm not very big on orbs. I've been into so many places that just like walking through the place and looking through your phone and, seeing the dust with your eyes and then looking on the phone and looking and seeing how it translates in person, to me, most orbs are dust like that. And that's just my opinion. And there are a lot of articles on it about how um, dust or like moisture or lens flares, how they look on, a device and what they do. and how they behave, and I like reading about that, but there are quite a few on there that kind of explain, and you go, oh, okay, like in my head, I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. And a lot of them specifically talk about the relationship between the lens and the light. And the reason why they're so popular, like orbs are so popular now, is because with the evolution of electronics and making things smaller, the light is generally pretty close to where the lens is. So when light is reflected off of dust or particles or whatever you have it's reflected pretty well and they become pretty bright. And that's because of the relationship between the lens itself and where the light is. Now, if you did something like with light over here and lens over here, like that would be a little bit different, but that's not realistic as far as having something compact that you can take with you. So, and I like how they explain that in several articles, and they have examples of pictures for different things. But yeah, most places, I think mostly it's dust. I've been to some pretty, I don't want to say dingy places, but I've been to some pretty dusty places, and you can see it as you're walking, and you can see it with your eyes, and then as you're like walking with the device, you can usually see that. So I think that's why, like, in my opinion, orbs are generally dust. And I see a lot of videos like on Facebook and stuff of people who share their videos, and they're like, I don't think that's dust, but I don't know. I also was reading articles that dust can be caused from like dead skin, but like mold is a primary cause of dust, mites, things like that. And when you think about what types of places we go to for haunted places, usually they have some type of mold problem or bugs or whatever have you. They usually have stuff like that. So, oh, the one article that I was reading also mentioned that dust can actually hang in the air, like uninfluenced, for up to like 5 days, which I did not know. So if you like left a room and there was dust hanging, like it would stay there for 5 days, even without like a window cracked or you not going into the room and stuff. And I think that that's really cool because I never knew that. And a lot of places are like, there's nobody around, so how is the dust moving? But I don't know. I'm not a dust mite or whatever. So, but either way, yeah, I thought about doing a video on like debunking that, but I feel like there are just way too many people who would take that like personally or something. So that might be a topic that I won't really touch on. But yeah, I want to do an update coming up here maybe next week for the dolls, and I'll film that. Like I said, I haven't really experienced anything, but maybe with the devices, we'll get something. So, Bigfoot episode that I filmed the other night, that'll be out next Monday. And then I got to do a check-in. And maybe I could do a video talking about pendulums and dowsing rods. I'd have to think about how I want to structure it or what exactly I want to do, but that's definitely a good idea. Do you guys have any other questions or maybe any topics that you want me to touch on? Video ideas. My brain is like raked. Like you're raking for ideas. Like my brain is like dead right now. I have like zero ideas, and I usually jot them down in a book, and sometimes I'll go back and read them. And I read them recently, and I was like, these ideas are so stupid. Like I would never do. But yeah, I just gotta keep reading, cycling through the book and just reading it. And I have like my planner. I write ideas in my planner. I write, and sometimes at my old job, I used to just like write down a list of ideas of anything that I came up with while I was working. I would just have like an epiphany and be like, oh, I want to do this. And now I think that was when I came up with the Bigfoot episode. I was like, yeah, let's do a Bigfoot episode. But yeah, I think Bigfoot is one of those things that you could definitely do because there are a lot of Bigfoot sightings. Now, when it comes to other stuff like Dogman or something like that, I mean, you'd basically be doing the same thing as Bigfooting, but without the calls and stuff like that. I think it would be really hard to do an investigation like that. And also, I don't really believe in the dog man. But that's just me. I don't actually believe in most cryptids, to be honest. But I would like to see more proof. I don't know. Does that make me bitchy? I don't know. I don't know. I think that makes me like a bit more skeptical. Oh, you know what I do want to do is taking us like a full blown skeptic to like a really haunted location. I definitely want to do that. I thought of that the other day on my way home, but I have not wrote that in a book yet. So I need to write it down. And I need to find somebody who's like a full blown skeptic to take. I know a few, but they don't live over here. So I need to find somebody that like lives over here that's like a really big skeptic of ghosts and see like what they say or what kind of perspective they bring to the table when it comes to investigating, because it's always nice to have somebody on the outside like who thinks outside of the box and is like, why does this work, or like why does that happen, and you're like, maybe you have a point. So I think I definitely want to do a skeptic episode. So there's that. You said doing orbs. Yeah, doing orbs. What else? Oh, there is this. Somebody was telling me about this. There is this bridge that's not too far from me. And I guess there's like a lot of electricity in the air at this bridge. So it's not like haunted or anything, but so there's this bridge that people go to and they bring like light bulbs and they just hold it in the air and the light bulbs are like turn on, which I think is really cool, but there's a lot of electricity in the air. I don't know if that's something that would be paranormal related. You could mock interview those dorky vampires. I don't think I know any vampires, any dorky vampires. You mean like goth people? You're not talking about goth people, right? Are you talking about actual people who like want to be vampires? I really wouldn't put it past anybody if that's a thing. I mean, to each their own. I wouldn't do that, but yeah, do they wear teeth and stuff? Is that something that they do? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was very thrown off by that. I don't know. Is that something going on TikTok? Yeah, actual people who think in their minds that they are actual vampires. Oh gosh. I don't think I've ever seen that. So they don't like drink blood and stuff, right? That probably wouldn't be healthy. Oh, Kiki. But yeah, I could do the skeptic thing. I don't know about the vampire thing. I don't want to like make fun of anybody in any way. I mean, even if that is a bit, they drink each other's blood. Oh, great. Yeah, please don't do that. I don't think that's very healthy. Kiki. But yeah, I'm really tired. You should. Yeah, I'm really tired from filming the Bigfoot thing. So we did Bigfoot. I'm just trying to think. My brain is like not. I'm like scraping my brain here for like information and ideas because I'm just like fogged out. I know my planner has some ideas. I've seen some feed off of others' energy than blood. I know that. Okay, so in like the witchy world, there are some people who like suck other people's energies out. Like, like they're really draining to like deal with and stuff. And some people call those people vampires. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about them drinking other people's blood, but I've seen them be called vampires if you're somebody that's just like it takes too much energy to just like deal with you. But yeah, I just got something in my eye. Okay. Kiki. The cat's just staring at me. But yeah, I want to do a check-in with the dolls. I guess we could probably try Ouija board again, but I'm not convinced that like it's gonna do anything. But that's just for me. Like a lot of people said that it only works if you believe that it's gonna work. But if you believe that it's gonna work, then is that because it's subconscious or what? Like, why does it only work for certain people? And how come I have to have multiple people using it? Like, that doesn't make sense to me, because they always tell you not to use it by yourself because it's supposedly like really scary, or like you could get hurt while doing it. I don't know. That's just me though. Like, those are the questions that I ask. And it's probably rude to ask them, but that's just how my brain operates. Oh, but yeah, I could definitely do the pendulum one, talk about pendulums. Oh, spirit box at the cemetery. Yeah. I don't usually use it at the cemetery, but I did do that light is flickering. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, I did use my portal device at the cemetery when I did the Randonautica live, and we got some pretty decent stuff happening. I don't usually use my portal device when I'm at a cemetery because I feel like they're supposed to be there because they're like resting. They're supposed to be, it's peaceful, and I just don't want to disturb anybody. But that's just my personal opinion. Maybe I could get over that just for like one episode. You guys ask all the time for cemetery episodes, and I always say the same thing, but you guys are asking like a lot. That's like the one thing that people usually recommend is cemeteries. And yeah, some people view it as being disrespectful. I just don't want to cross anybody's boundaries, and I don't want to upset anybody. But if I can do it without upsetting people, then I need to do it. I need to lay down my meds. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I get ya. I'm on some meds too. The one that I'm on now isn't bad, but the one that I had to get taken off of was like really really bad. I was getting like, I would get confused a lot, and I had to be like really aware of when I was taking it. Like, I couldn't take it and then drive afterwards because it was just, I was so drowsy from taking it. The security guys hate it. Oh, yeah. I'd imagine that they would hate that. And there are some places now that like have cameras and stuff. There is 100 Step Cemetery. It's supposed to be like, it has 100 steps in it, and if you walk all the way up to the top, then you see how you die. Or at least that's what I was reading online. And I guess somebody set a grave on fire there, right? Yeah, something like that. This happened last year during the summer, and they did a lot of damage. And I think it was a kid's grave too, like some little girl's grave or something. But they set it on fire. They set the headstone on fire, and it did a lot of damage. So now they have like cameras and stuff up, so that way, and it's posted, so they don't want you going in there at nighttime. But yeah, I don't. Some people are just nuts. Like, I don't know why anybody would set a grave on fire. Like, that's ridiculous. I'm pretty sure that was the story behind that. I might be making shit up, but I think I read an article that was saying that was the one. Maybe it was somewhere else, but I think that was the one. But yeah, I there's quite a few different cemeteries, like back in the woods. We saw some the other day when we were doing some Bigfooting. And I wouldn't mind doing those, but those might be like private cemeteries where like they don't allow people in, and it's just like, for that specific family. I could try that. And then, but I live really close to Crown Hill, and I like Crown Hill. That was where we were at when we were doing the Randonautica. It's pretty big, and it's really really pretty. So I wouldn't mind going there. I feel like I would be less bothersome to people as long as I stayed away from other people. Maybe that would be something that I can do. But yeah, I don't I think maybe because it's a portal device, I'm not using the sweeping noise, so maybe it wouldn't be irritating to the spirits. I don't know. I'm like debating myself in my brain. That's what I'm doing right now. But yeah, cemeteries is what people ask about all the time. I did try to do, there was a spot. I don't want to give away the spot, but there's a spot where people commit suicide, which is really sad. And there has been like 5 people that have committed suicide just in this spot. And they have, I don't think they have graves there, but they have like markers there. And I've tried doing like a small thing there, and some stuff happened, but I don't want to make an episode because I don't want to upset the families that were involved. I feel like it would kind of be in poor taste, maybe. You know, I don't want them to have to go through like repressed memories or whatever, because I think a lot of these were more recent, like within the past like 10 years, not so much like, you know, hundreds of years ago or like even 50 years ago. My computer's dying. Yeah, or not even like 50 years ago, but they were pretty recent, so I don't want to upset the families of the people who were involved in that. So I didn't make an episode. I did go to like visit, but I'm not going to make an episode about that, just out of respect for everybody who was involved in that. Is your home haunted? Lisa, I don't think my home's haunted. That's just my opinion, I guess. So I haven't really experienced anything. Oh, we did experience when we first moved in, my fiance. So I was living in Pennsylvania at the time, and he came over here to work before we moved. So he came over here to kind of get like established, and he was living in a hotel because they paid for it. And he was trying to find a house for us. And we came here. He came here because he was doing a showing. So he wanted to see the house, but it was, what is it, through Rently, something like that. So what they do is they allow you to tour the house on your own without having the property owners or like a property management group come with, because that was like right after COVID. So they were trying to do like a self-guided tour of the house or whatever. So what you would do is you had to pass a background check, and then they had your card on file just in case if you damaged anything while you were here. So that way they knew like who to get a hold of and what to charge you for like stuff like that. That way you don't go in and you damage stuff. Anyway, so, and the app was pretty cool. I thought that was cool. So we saw this listing and he wanted to come and see it. So he was video chatting me while he was, oh, sorry, I have this in my hands. This is like in a brush, I guess. I don't know. It's like the end of a brush and you can use it to like separate your hair. I don't know why I have it in my hand. So he was showing me the house through like a video call. And I thought I heard somebody talking like while he was talking, and I knew it wasn't him because he was talking, but I heard like a lower, and then I thought maybe it was like some sort of echo or something. So he was in our living room, and he was just like looking, and he said something. He's like, "Oh, this is a nice house," or like maybe, I think he said he didn't like the blinds because we have strange blinds, and he was like, "Oh, I don't like the blinds." And you hear, "What?" And it was so crazy because he was like, "What the fuck?" And he was so scared. He was like, "Yep, I'm leaving. I'm leaving." And he went out and he left, and he was like, "I can't believe I heard that." And I said, "That's so funny because I heard it too through the video call, and like I thought I heard something while you were talking, but I wasn't exactly sure, so I didn't say anything because I didn't want you to get scared." So, but yeah, he said he totally heard it, and I heard it, and it was nuts. But that's the only thing. Sometimes I'll see shadows, but most of the time I just chalk that up to me just being in my head. But I haven't really experienced anything scary or heard any noises while people are home or aren't home. But I have a cat. Where did he go? I don't know where he went. He was just in here. But he likes to play at nighttime. Oh, he drives me nuts. He was playing last night. And he'll play with like a ball with a bell on it, and he'll go all crazy, and he likes to run up the walls. And yeah, so anytime I hear a noise, I just chalk it up to him. I think that's just like, I just explain it away by saying like, the cat's like playing again. But sometimes I like can't find him, or like he'll be sleeping and I'll hear a noise and I'll be like, oh, but we live in the city and we have a house on this side that's really close, and there are three houses right here, and then there's another house right here, and we're all very close. So like when they're playing music, I can hear the lyrics, I can feel the bass. It's very obnoxious. So like if they were to go outside in their backyard, I can hear them just from being in my house. That's how close we are. So sometimes I'll chalk it up to like somebody being outside, like working on something or like mowing or whatever, being obnoxious. But yeah, I don't get that feeling that my home is haunted. Um Being in this field, doing this for, as many years as I've done it, you can kind of like walk into a house and you're like, okay, this has like a haunted feel. There's like a energy about it. I don't It's really hard to explain if you've never done it. Like if I'm trying to explain it to you and you've never been in a haunted house, like it's really hard to explain, but there's like an underlying feeling or like vibe to the house that you just get whenever you walk into like one of those haunted places. And sometimes even like I'll walk in and I'll be like, oh, this is definitely haunted, or like, oh, I'll get a lot of activity. Where was that at? Bell Mansion was one of those where I was up when you would transition from the second floor to the third floor. And I think I even said it in the episode. I was like, yeah, this feels a lot like Hillview. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of stuff here, because it had that same feeling that like I remember distinctively like Hillview had. They all kind of have like the same vibe going on, but they all feel a little bit different. Some will have like, it's like varying wavelengths. I don't know. I sound freaking crazy right now. Like I'm sure that you're listening to me going, oh my, like, lady, you don't know what you're talking about. But they all feel kind of different, but sometimes they'll feel the same, or you'll be like, yeah, that's definitely haunted. But I don't get that from my house. Maybe it's because I live here. But I used to live in a haunted house, and even then, like I still got like hints of voices, shadow figures, and flickering lights. You need more evidence? Question mark. Yes, I do, because the voices only happened once, and I can't explain that one. The shadow figures, I wouldn't really count it as shadow figures. It's like I would see it out of the corner of my eye, but then when I would look, there would be nothing there. And I think maybe that for me is like paranoia, or maybe because I'm out all the time, like I'm always looking for spirits, so I'm always like looking around for it. Like I'm in my head, like that's what my mode is, and that's like what I'm doing. And flickering lights, I chalk flickering lights as to I live in the city. It's just something that happens. Like our power will get turned off for like an hour or so, and then it will like turn back on, or it'll flicker and then go out for like 2 or 3 hours and then turn back on. So I don't know. I wouldn't count that as like, I think I'm really hard on evidence. I think that's what it is, because I'm very skeptical, actually. You probably gathered that from my videos, but I'm very, very skeptical when it comes to ghosts. Like, I believe in ghosts. I do. I promise I do. I don't think everything is paranormal in a way. And I don't think like you have to have that. Last night during a house call, the guy had been dead 4 weeks and the house felt angry. Partner stepped in and yelled nope and walked out. We had to get him. Oh yeah. Did you have fun doing that? I'm sorry that the guy's been dead for 4 weeks. That's not. I bet that was really tough for him too. A lot of people have never dealt with something like that. They've never, so I bet maybe it was the first time. You need sleep. LOL. Yes, I do need sleep. I'm very tired. So like I'm talking about things that you guys basically already know. Um yeah, I feel bad. That's Speaking of house calls, yeah, we have to bless that one house. I gotta do that. I haven't forgot about that private house that I did. I haven't forgot about that. I just haven't. We talked, and I think they said they wanted me to come back in the summer because that was when they were going to be available. And he really wanted to show me like EVPs. He said that he gets EVPs a lot from there. So he wanted to show me that during the summertime because that one furnace was a big problem for us when we were filming. Like, I couldn't do EVPs in that one room that we got a lot of music box activity in because the furnace was in there. And you could hear it throughout the whole house. So every time it would kick on, like you'd be like, oh, I can't do EVPs anymore. He wanted to show me the EVPs, and I also wanted a little bit more time to kind of figure out what exactly we were dealing with. Different entities call for different ways of like blessing or doing, I don't know, or cleansing things, I guess is the word that I would use for that. But in a general sense, most of it kind of, I don't want to say there's not like a one size fits all because there kind of is, but like it just depends. And I don't know. I just want more time to be like sure of what we're dealing with. The smell is the hardest part. Being there for 15 minutes, we were there. So, yeah. Is it like oh wait, did you wait? Was the guy dead when you went there? Like, was he physically there? Or did the house just like have a weird smell? And Lisa, you take meds for anxiety and depression and you hate it. I'm sorry. That's terrible. Okay, so believe it or not, I had anxiety when I was young. Like, yeah, I work for the march. Oh, yeah, you do. I'm sorry. I have trouble keeping everybody straight. Like, people will tell me what they do, but then I forget. It's not that I don't care. I'm just forgetful because I talk to so many people. I'm sure that we've definitely chatted before because I remember your name, but I forget the jobs because like so many people have different jobs, and we just chatted like not even too long ago. We were talking about that. I'm sorry. I don't know why I like spaced in my brain because your name is the same here as it is on Instagram, right? Or it's like really close to what it is on Instagram. Sometimes people will have different names on YouTube, and that's when I really, really get confused. So that should have like clicked in my brain. Anyway, when I was a kid, I had anxiety, believe it or not. So I used to be afraid to like have conversations with people, and I didn't have like a whole lot of friends. I know this is like ridiculous, right? So I used to have, so when I wanted to place my order, like my mom would take me to like Burger King or like McDonald's or whatever. And when I would go to place my order, I would have to tell my mom the order, and then my mom would say it for me because I would get like so scared I was going to mess up the order, and then like people were going to make fun of me. So like I would practice it in my head like so many times before I actually was able to like do it on my own. But you know, I don't have anxiety anymore. But to be honest, I don't care what people think about me. I think like I do care, but I don't care. I think that's why I don't really mind it so much anymore. Back when I was a kid, all I wanted was to like be popular, and I wanted people to like me, and I didn't want people to hate me or like make fun of me because that was kind of what happened a lot. And now that I'm older, I'm like, if you want to make fun of me, you can make fun of me all you want. I don't care. That's not going to change my opinion of myself. Like if you tell me that I'm ugly, I'm not going to look in the mirror and go, oh yeah, I'm definitely ugly, because I'm not. Or like if you say that I'm stupid, I'm going to be like, okay, well, whatever. Your opinion doesn't matter. It doesn't influence the way that I view myself. I don't paint myself in a bad picture just because you paint me in a bad picture. And I think that's why I don't really care as much. Now, I do care in the sense like I don't want you guys to like hate me. And I'm very thankful for the positivity that I receive from you guys. But I think it's just because I put positivity out there. So if you put what you put out, I think you get back. So I'm sorry that you are depressed, Lisa, and that you have anxiety. I'm not going to say try to be more positive because, like, I understand that it's really hard to do. But I think it's just something that you have to kind of change inside. If you change that a little bit, like maybe it'll help out, but also like if somebody's telling you to take meds, then maybe you should take meds. But I don't know. That's just my advice, I guess. Because I used to be like like a really long time ago, I used to be like really, really depressed. But that was because everything in my life was just going wrong. Um, I was in a terrible, terrible relationship that like I didn't want to be in, that I felt like I had no control over. And like I didn't get along very well, like with my family, and I had issues with that. And then at school, like people made fun of me because I was pregnant and I was in high school. Yeah, I was that girl, basically. um so I had to basically like cut the negativity out of my life. So obviously, like when I graduated high school, that ended. And then I left the individual that I was with that I didn't want to be with anymore. And that really helped me. That I think that was like one of the biggest things for me, was because of that relationship and the way that I viewed myself from that relationship. Once that was over and I was able to kind of like recover, I think that's when things really took off for me and I was able to kind of just like focus on myself. So, if you have things going on in your life that are like negative or that you don't like, I suggest cutting them out. Um, Cure for depression shrooms. Yeah. Are they illegal? I don't know. Are they? I don't know. I've never done that, so I don't know. But yeah, like I had this job. I hated the job, but I did the job because um well, there were multiple reasons you stick with a job, but mostly it's for money. And the people that I worked with I thought were my friends. And my fiance now used to work there, and I hated that job. I got treated like shit so badly. Mainly because I was a woman. I got treated like shit. But when I decided that I was going to go to college, a lot of the people were like, "You're never going to make it. You're never going to, like, you're too stupid to go to college. Like, why even waste your time? Just like stay here and work." And then I realized it wasn't because they were like trying to be friendly or anything like that. It was just because they wanted me to work there. I was just an individual with hands to them. Like they didn't care about me as a person, or they didn't care about any of that. And then when I realized that, I was like, I do not want to be going through college with you guys dragging me down, telling me that I can't do it, because college is hard enough on its own. I don't need somebody whispering in my ear telling me like, "No, you're never going to get anywhere, blah, blah." So I quit that job and I went and worked at a place that I loved. I loved working at the zoo, and I had people who like had my back. A lot of the people that I worked with were like-minded individuals who worked. Apparently I'm sub to you. Oh, you evidently you are. Hey, now I never hated you. You did not, no, you did not hate me, Matt. You didn't treat me terribly, but there were quite a few other people who did treat me terribly. And do you still work at that store, Matt? Sorry, Matt is somebody that I used to work with. And yeah, but anyway, so I worked at a zoo with like-minded people who also were going to college. And it was really cool because we could sit and help each other study, or if I had questions, and we would just like riff off of each other. And they were so supportive of my channel. A lot of the people that I worked with actually do follow my channel. I don't know if any of them are here right now, but yeah, or they'll like message me and they'll text me and they'll be like, "Hey, I saw this episode. It was so cool." And some of the ideas actually came from some of them. It wasn't just from me, which I think is awesome. But yeah, that place that I worked at, that was so negative for me. Like, they didn't like the idea of the whole channel. They were like, "Wow, that's fucking stupid. Like, why would you ever do that? That's just dumb. Like, ghosts aren't real. Like, you're just paying people for nothing." And I'm like, you know what? Shut up. Like, I'm going to do me. You're going to do you. I don't tell you how to live your life. If you don't like it, that's fine. But don't tell me that I'm stupid. Like, and so I cut that out of my life. I didn't want that to be part of my life. So, Lisa, if you are going through something like that where you have negativity in your life, I suggest cutting it out of your life, because negativity breeds negativity and positivity breeds positivity. So the more you can be positive and surround yourself with like-minded people who have goals and who are like trying to get somewhere in life, that's when you're really gonna like bloom. That's just me. That's just, he said, hell no, long story, but making way better money. Yeah, definitely. Yep. Because you can't treat people like crap and expect them to do like everything for you. They're eventually going to get fed up with it. I don't know. I never understood that. But yeah, take this as a sign to be more positive, I guess, yeah. Like if you're in a relationship that doesn't do anything for you, or like you've just, it's just too negative. I like to ask myself, like, if you have to ask yourself, like, I don't want to be giving advice, actually, because I'm probably not the best person to give advice. But I found myself, when I was in that relationship where it wasn't working for me, I found myself like questioning a lot. Like, do people deal with this? Is this something that, like, is this normal? Like, do people fight this often? Like, do guys really act like that? And usually if you're like asking yourself those questions, usually it's a no. I'm going to say it's a no. Change it up, never settle and be miserable. Do not settle and be miserable, because that is not the way that life is supposed to be lived. Wow, I am a paranormal channel, but we are diving super deep. Yeah. I saw a glowing Virgin Mary apparition during sleep paralysis once when I was a teen. Terrifying. Yeah, I know a lot of people talk and they connect sleep paralysis with paranormal. That's quite a hot topic when it comes to the paranormal. I've seen it everywhere, like in Facebook groups, on Reddit. Yes, I'm on Reddit. Sometimes I'll answer questions on Reddit, or like I'll just comment. I don't think people know who I am, but yeah, I'll like explain, oh, I'm a paranormal investigator and this is my opinion. This is like my perspective. You know, you don't have to agree with it, but yeah, I bet that was very terrifying for you. I've never had sleep paralysis, so I can't say what it's like. I can't, I guess I can sympathize, but I can't empathize with you because I've never actually gone through that, right? Is that the correct term? I think that's the correct terminology. I'm so smart. Yeah, but I've never gone through something like that, but I've read people's encounters or like their experiences, and it sounds terrifying. I would not want to go through something like that. Oh, does anybody want to talk about their encounters or anything that they've had happen to them? I feel like that would be awesome. I would talk about that. Sorry, let me make sure my computer's charging. But yeah, Lisa, don't be depressed. Don't be stressed. You got nothing but love. I don't even know if you're still here. But yeah. My hair is just being annoying today. I have bad depression and anxiety and have Asperger's. So it took me many years to get through a lot of things, and relationship toxin. There's always someone worried to help. Oh yeah, Matt. Yep, that's very true. Yeah, are you in any relationships now? How is that? So my relationship is good, but I've had several bad relationships. Yeah, and it's no shame to other people. Like, it just, sometimes two people just don't work. And it's not necessarily that the other person is like a really bad person. It's just like the two personalities coming together just don't work. So it's not like there's like one bad person in the relationship. Sometimes it just doesn't work. And then sometimes there are like really bad people in relationships. So yeah, you've got like your abusers, like your physical abusers, you've got your mental abusers. I went through a relationship where I was being mentally abused, and I never thought that I would be in a relationship where I was comfortable or where I was trusted or that could be with somebody that I could trust, because I thought that that was just the way that it was. I thought that that was how all men were, and that I was severely wrong. I always thought sleep paralysis would be painful, like an electric charge preventing you from moving. It's just nothing, no physical feeling at all. It's very scary. Oh, I'm sorry. I know some people say they get like a pressure in their chest, like it feels like something's like sitting on them. Did you experience that sitting feeling? But also, I don't know how many people I've talked to that had sleep paralysis. I'm sure that there have been ones where people haven't felt somebody like sitting or like holding them down. I know I just talked to, I need to text that lady. I just talked to a lady, very nice lady, that actually went to the post town event that I had. And she was telling me that she has a friend. I don't know if they want this information out there, so I would be very careful. She is experiencing a lot of stuff in her house, but she has experienced sleep paralysis, and the only way that she can get out of it is like when her husband had, or she experienced sleep paralysis and her husband had to like pull her out of it because she was like she couldn't move at all. But yeah, she's got a lot of stuff going on, and I actually need to text her after we're done and ask if there's like new updates or like anything. I did ask her if she wanted me to come out and that I would be able to help her. They did have like a game plan as far as what they were going to do. So I'm just kind of on standby at this moment. But yeah, I think just being positive about yourself just sets you free, I guess, in a way. You're not like tied down to I think a big thing is like your perception about the way that people like see you or something like that, because like I was really scared to do all of this, like even just to do like the Instagram or the YouTube and stuff. And I had to get over that. But I just told myself in my mind, like, I don't care how people perceive me, because I'm just basically out here like speaking my truth or like just trying to help educate people. And I feel like that's more important than the way that people perceive me. So if people perceive me in a bad light or whatever, I just don't care. Like I had a video on TikTok. Well, I do have. Is it true Nick is going back to Ghost Adventures? I haven't heard that. Where did you hear that? Is it true Nick is going back to Ghost Adventures? I don't even know if he would if he was asked to go back to Ghost Adventures. Okay, so I don't even remember what I was talking about. I could move my neck back and forth, no body movements beyond that whatsoever. I could see the glow of the being on me. Yeah, that sounds about accurate. On Insta, they're starting a new show doing house calls. Are they? Wait. I know Nick Roth just announced that he's doing a show for Discovery Plus. Well, the Deathwalker series, which has been out for the UK for some time, maybe about a year or so. We haven't gotten it in the US yet. I know that he just announced the Deathwalker series was going to be coming to Discovery Plus soon. I don't remember when. Let me check his Insta. You got me worried now. I'm like, is he really going back to Ghost Adventures? Honestly, I liked Ghost Adventures when he was on Ghost Adventures. It's a spinoff, I think, with Zach Baggins. Oh, God, Zach Baggins. Yeah, I liked Nick when he was on Ghost Adventures. And then it was like after he stopped doing Ghost Adventures, there was just a piece that was missing on Ghost Adventures. And then they brought in Billy and they brought in Jay, is that his name? I don't remember. I haven't seen it for a while. And then for some reason, like with Zach, it quickly became like demons, and I wasn't cool with that. It was like every episode they did was demons, and So people started picking up on that, and then their perspective was like, oh my God, my house is haunted. I have demons. And like, it's really had a bad influence in the paranormal world. I don't know how many Reddit or Facebook posts I've responded to explaining that that's not usually what happens. That's a TV series. You have to take that into account. All right, I'm going to go on Nick's account real quick. Oh, yeah. Okay, so he's talking about the Death Walker series, which I knew was coming out. I don't know who's in the Death Walker series because I've never seen it because it's strictly for UK. I remember Zach Baggins saying Nick did bad things to get himself fired. Zach never clarified what Nick actually did. Nick was never fired. From my understanding, Nick Groff just left Ghost Adventures because I met Nick Groff a couple years ago, and that was one of the questions that he was asked. And he said he left Ghost Adventures because it wasn't where he wanted to be in his life, and there were things going on that he didn't agree with. And so he felt like it was time to separate, like time to like go their own way. Just because that wasn't where he wanted to be in life. That wasn't the direction that he wanted to take. If I remember correctly, Nick Groff is the one that actually made Ghost Adventures, not Zach Baggins. And I think Nick Groff is the one that started Ghost Adventures. I could be wrong, but I could have swore he said that he was the original creator of Ghost Adventures, and then he met Aaron in film school, and then Zach was the last one to join, and then they did that documentary or whatever. But I don't really know. I'm not seeing anything on Nick Groff's profile. He talks about the Death Walker series, but I've never seen the Death Walker series. Like I said, it's exclusive to the UK. So I don't know who's in it. It wouldn't surprise me. I have an idea of who might be in it. Okay, so it says Nick Groff theorizes and investigates the origin of some of the most notorious hauntings in America. This dive into the history books will help to redefine the understanding of the paranormal. And it says cast. Oh, okay. So it's Nick Groff, Nick Arnott. I don't know who that is. Tessa, which is the girl that he's with now, and Thomas A. Oh, right. I don't know who that is either. So it looks like just a cast of 4 members on the Deathwalker series. I don't know. Hold on. I haven't seen anything about him saying that he was going to go back to Ghost Adventures. Is Nick Groff going back to Ghost Adventures? I'm sorry. I like to look things up because this is an article that came out in 2020 that says, is Nick Groff back on Ghost Adventures? ? And why did he leave the show? And then, of course, there's all sorts of articles talking about like why he left the show. It looks like some people are asking, is Ghost Adventures getting renewed for a new season? Like, is the show canceled? I don't know. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I never heard anything that Zach said that Nick did, but also like I've never asked Zach personally because I've never met Zach Baggins. I don't think that's something that I want to do. I don't know. I'm not a Zach Baggins fan. That's just me. Yeah, anxiety is really scary, Lisa. But yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look into that much more later because I'll probably deep dive for like an hour looking into it. I don't think he would go back to Ghost Adventures. I think what Ghost Adventures has become, without him is just if he didn't agree with the way that Ghost Adventures was operating back then, he probably won't agree with it now. So I don't see him going back. But that's just my opinion. but yeah, he has the Deathwalker series, which I don't know how that's gonna go. I emailed you. Oh, okay. So the Bigfoot guy emailed me the audio recording of a howl that he caught. Side note, I remember Nick had a short-lived show with Katrina Weidman, and then Katrina Weidman, yeah, um, yeah, I don't even know. I was just watching. I have Discovery Plus, so I was actually just watching that the other day. I was watching the Waverly Hills episode, and you could tell. I don't know. Like my fiance was telling me this, and you could tell that like Katrina Weidman was taking direction from Nick Groff, and that you could tell that like he was really teaching her a lot during the course of that show. And I really enjoyed them together. And you could tell that they were really good friends. Like, what did he call her? Cat? He called her Cat or something. And that was really cool. And I liked seeing them together. And I had to look up why the show didn't get like why the show was canceled, because I thought maybe they like had a falling out or something, and it wasn't that. It just didn't get picked up again, unfortunately. So, which is weird, but I guess Nick does his own producing, so he was the producer for that. He has like his own little production thing. It's like Nick Groff LLC. I don't know. But yeah, so they were the producers for that, and I don't know, it just didn't get picked up or something, which kind of sucks. And I've seen Portals to Hell. I don't know why, I'm just not a Jack Osborne fan. I'm sorry. That's just me. I don't think there's anything wrong with him. I really liked the chemistry that Katrina Weidman and Nick Groff had. So it's like, you know. Yes, I remember. Yeah. I really enjoyed them. I actually haven't seen the whole series. They have the whole series on Discovery Plus. I've definitely watched like the Monroe House episode. I watched the Waverly episode the other day. I've seen a couple different ones. They had the Trans Allegheny episode. I watched that right before I went to Trans Allegheny. And I would never suggest doing a public investigation at Trans Allegheny, because that was crazy, because there was just way too many people there. Like I couldn't do it. I keep looking outside because I'm thinking it's gonna rain again, but it's not. So I want to get some shopping done before I have to go get my kids. So it is 1 o'clock here. So I am gonna go get some shopping done for the Hawaii trip. And then I will see you guys at a different time. So I'll probably see you next Monday. And that will be the Bigfoot episode. And you guys will be so happy, I hope. I don't know. Bigfoot isn't really my like expertise. And I don't even want to say like I'm an expert at ghosts, because I'm not. You can't be a professional in a field where like it hasn't been proven. But Bigfoot isn't something that I'm very, very knowledgeable about. It's just something that I'm kind of passionate about. I've always loved Bigfoot, but in the same hand, like I'm very scared of Bigfoot. But I think it's just because you're scared of things that you don't know or like you can't explain. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go shopping for clothes for Hawaii, and then I will talk to you guys at a different time. Thank you so much for chatting with me and watching me ramble on for an hour and a half. I know none of it probably made sense because I'm too tired, but yeah, so I will see you guys on Monday. Please go back. Yes, deuces. Um, please go back and watch some of the episodes if you want to help me with hours. I'm really trying to hit the monetization mark, so that way I can start getting a little bit of money to help me pay for some of the locations. They're so expensive, guys. But yeah, watch the Post Town Elementary one. I suggest that one. It was a live that I did not too long ago, and I got some really good activity in that. So I would suggest that, and then just go back and watch any episode that you want. Just make sure you hit the thumbs up if you actually like the video. But I shall see you at some other time on Monday. Actually, I keep saying that. But thank you so much for watching. Bye.